you guys be ready and just have your chat ready too, because we're going to make this thing interactive. All right. But welcome to the Good Success Challenge. This is day 2. And we are I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share with you. We're going to get into some really great stuff. The Good Success Challenge is all about women leveling up, being greater, doing the things that we need, tapping in to the resources that we need so that we can be great. And I'm going to share some of those things with you on tonight. Of course, I'm going to go through my slides now. If you were here last night, some of this is going to look familiar, but I don't want you to tune out. Tune in, because I have changed it because of what we're going to go over tonight. Okay, so welcome to everyone. And I have a big promise for you. My big promise is that you are going to get the exact steps to build, to grow, and to protect your wealth and become intrinsically, intrinsically comfortable with being the success you were born to be, being everything you are meant to be. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. And here's what I want you to know. This webinar, everything I'm going to share tonight is for this type of woman right here, a driven woman who maybe you've already achieved the level of success, but you feel like financial freedom is still beyond your grasp. Maybe you've climbed the career ladder, you started a business, you made strides towards your goals, but managing your money and building lasting wealth still feels overwhelming. I'm going to insert this part here, another aspect too. You may be the type of woman who you've achieved certain things, but then you go through seasons where it kind of dries up or it goes down and you're like, what in the world just happened? And then it'll come back up, but it'll go back down, and you're wanting it to stay steady, and not only stay steady but increase, even if it's gradual. Okay, I'm gonna insert that woman in here too. You follow the advice, you did the hard work, but somehow when you look around, it feels like other people have it, other people have figured it out, but you haven't quite tapped into everything you want to tap into. I want you to know you're not by yourself. And most importantly, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to continue feeling that way. All right. If I told you, what if I told you, would you believe me? And I want you to put in the chat if you would believe me. If I told you that building real wealth on your own terms is not only possible, but it is absolutely 100% in reach. What if you could learn how to create financial success without having to compromise your values, not having to compromise your faith, not having to compromise your body? Hello, ladies. Hello. And not having to compromise the life you want to live. Would you be interested in that? Let me know in the chat. Just give me a yes or a maybe or no, right? And listen, it's absolutely possible, but there's a lot of people who don't know it. There's a lot of people who don't know it. And that's one of the things. I'm a clarion call, okay? Okay, you believe me? Okay, let's go. We're going to get into it. Now here, before I get into all of that, let me just tell you why you should listen to me, who I am and my background. I am a master life coach, a serial entrepreneur. I went from only earning $9.25. I had a degree. And when I was earning this, I was at the roller rink. That is the only job I could get. And when I got that job, let me tell you this. When I got that job because I went through an employment agency, and they're the ones that hooked me up with this job. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Lord, for humble beginnings. Okay. We started, glory. Let's get it. Okay. We in it. So I went from earning $9.25 an hour to being the co-founder of a $30 million valuated SaaS company called Vonza. I did everything they told me to do. I followed the straight and narrow. I followed the path. Go to school, get good grades. Go to school, get good grades. When you get out, you're going to go ahead and you're going to get you a job. And once you get you a job, you get married, you have your kid. I did all of that. And they said I would be straight. And guess what? I was not straight. I couldn't find work. And my husband was I was sending out resumes. I told y'all, I even went to the agencies Back then, I think it was Barrett Staffing that was in Texas, and Apple One. I don't even know if they're still around. I don't even know. But that's where I was. And I could not find work. My husband was so tired of me just complaining, crying, upset. He said, babe, stop waiting for people to open the door for you. Open the door for yourself. Build a door for yourself. It was like, cha-ching, like it just registered. And that's exactly what I did. I started my counseling and coaching business. I wasn't charging a lot, but I started it and I was helping a lot of people. I got into six figures very quickly within a few months. And this was with juggling husband and kids and other businesses. And so now I teach that same thing. Now I'm already into this. So if you guys can see my slides, let me know in the chat. You can see the slides because I want you to follow along, and I have some stuff coming up that I really want you to screenshot and have that you can hold on to and refer back to later. Everybody seeing my slides? Everybody following me? Because I know I get to talking and I'll get into it. Okay, your beginning story sounds somewhat like mine. I'm ready to start my biz. Let's go. Let's go. And you know what? Let me just, because I'll get going. But I love that. I love that. You see it. You see it. Okay, awesome. Great. So this is what's happened. This is all. His little head is just cut out there, but it's another picture of him in there somewhere. I've been able to live my dream life. Literally the stuff that I was dreaming of, the stuff that I was wanting, the stuff I was wishing for. Disney Channel. I grew up on Disney Channel. So Disney Channel told me to wish upon a star. FYI, it doesn't work. I'm going to show you what works in just a few seconds. Stay with me, okay? And I have a couple things at the end I'm going to share with you. So make sure you stay tuned. Tell the kids to leave you alone. I've been able to live my dream life. I've been able to live my dream life on purpose. Grace TEDx stage. I didn't even put this on here. I just thought about it. I've been featured in different magazines. Black Enterprise. Sorry, y'all. Yahoo Finance. I've been on the Word Network. I've done a lot of great things, and all of these things have come by virtue of being in purpose, saying yes to what God had in store for me versus just following the path that everyone else said was my path. I had to follow what God had for me. And when I did, the floodgates opened. Stuff got better. Stuff got bigger. I finally went on a cruise. I was so happy. We went with the kids, and we had a really, really great time. I'm talking about cruise life me for life. I'm enjoying it. Okay. We recently did our 20-year wedding anniversary, my husband and I, and we did it in Texas, even though we live in Georgia. Oh, I should have just done a destination wedding, but it was awesome nonetheless. Okay. And we had a great time. It was fantastic. I've been able to speak domestically, internationally, literally flown out to Spain. I've been able to enjoy Spain. I love Spain. It is so beautiful over there, just so that I can do what I do. And it's exactly what God had laid out for me. Right? And this is because, here's the thing. This is because, yes, thank you so much. This is because I literally said yes to the will of God. I said yes to God's version of success versus everybody else's version of success, right? So you're talking about, I get to wake up and spend time with my kids. I wake up when I want to. Hallelujah. Okay. Because that alarm clock life is not my forte. I'm a late person. I'm a late owl. Okay. Been able to build six-figure businesses, Vonza, my coaching business, like just different, and help other people do that too. Like, so great. And this picture, okay, if you were here last night, I was talking about when we went to Nigeria in 2019. So even though I have a American accent, I am Nigerian, but I was born in the States, so I don't have an accent. But if you listen to my husband, he has an accent because he was born over there. So we went back in 2019. It was primarily a missions trip, and when we went there, we went to give to an orphanage. And the orphanage has like so when you first go in, it's like an orphanage in the front. Then in the back is a hospital. So this woman here and her baby, this is baby Gracie. This was back in 2019, maybe a couple of months after we had left. But they were stuck in the hospital and they could not get out because her husband had not come back to pay the bill. Over there, it's not a credit or, oh, we'll send you your bill in the mail. It ain't none of that, okay? They had to pay cash up front, right then and there. They didn't have it. We did. We paid it. So this is Gracie 2024, okay? So 2019, this is 2024. No, was it either 24 or 23? I don't even remember the last time he went back to Nigeria. But here she is, and she's well taken care of because we adopted her. We was like, no, this is our baby now. You gonna have to share, honey. It is what it is. Like, that's our baby. So that's baby Gracie. So I told you I was going to bring the photos. So there's the photos. There she is. And she is just blossoming. She's doing well in school. She's just, we love her. We love her. We love her. So these are just some of the connections that I've made along the way. Been able to grace stages, been able to coach and counsel. I'm talking about meeting awesome and phenomenal people who have done well and soared in their own craft. And that is amazing, because one of the things that I love is I love to be with people and align myself with people who are doing great things because they've tapped into who they are meant to be. So that's what's happened. And this is some philanthropic work, because I told you I'm really big about it. Because to me, yes, listen, y'all, I know y'all, if y'all follow me on social, y'all see the hair, the lashes, the nails, the clothes, the trips. I'm all for it. 100%. I'll never say no. But I also am about serving. I am not here just to be served. I am here to serve. And I remember when I was the last time I went to Nigeria with my family, right? I was 14. And it was, it was a lot of stuff going on. It's still a lot of stuff going on now. But I remember I met someone who lived across from my uncle's flat. And we just stayed in contact. I don't even remember how we were able to stay in contact because, no. We didn't stay in contact because I was 14. That was pre-Facebook. But when Facebook came on the scene, we found each other. So we connected on Facebook. But before, no, I'm missing something. Hold on. I don't know how we stayed in contact because I was in college and I was able to send him some money. It was like my last. It wasn't even anything major, not to me anyway. But he was like, oh, can you just send me something, whatever you can? I said, I'm gonna send it. I was embarrassed because I was like, I just wanted to send him 100 or something. I couldn't even send him 100. I was like, but this is what I got, and it's a lot to me. And he told me that money, and we fell out of contact, and then we connected back up on Facebook. That's how it was. And so he told me when we connected back on Facebook that money was the money he used so that he could apply to college. And the college he applied to was out of country. So he left Nigeria to go to, I don't even know what country it was. He left and he went over there. He got his schooling. He works. He's taking care of his mama and them back home, and he's doing what he's doing. I said, you're telling me that little bitty money that wasn't anything to me was something for you? Ugh. And I told this story the other day. I started crying, so and I'm not trying to cry, but my thing was being able to have enough, not just for myself and my family, but also having enough to do things for other people, some people who will never ever be able to give back to you. To me, that is success. That is wealth. That is being able to serve. 100%. That's just how I operate. So these pictures are the last time my husband went back to Nigeria. The Lee Abraham Foundation, we opened up a library. So now we're filling up the library full of books. These are some of no, these boys, they were under an apprenticeship. And so we paid for them so that they could finish their apprenticeship, get out. We got them sewing machines so they can start sewing and making money for themselves and their families. Then these are some of the kids who are in the schools that we contribute to. It's a lot of stuff, guys, but this is what I'm talking about. So when I say success, please know I'm talking about good success, God kind of success. I'm not talking about the success that we seeing out here, especially now on social media. If you know, you know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the God kind of success, right? Where you sow seeds and those seeds come back to you, not even from the people that you sow seeds to. It comes back to you because God is giving it back to you because you sowed it. That's what I'm talking about. That type of freedom, that type of ability, that type of living of life. Because anyway, let's keep going. Today, because I'll stay on there and start preaching, I'm going to show you how to turn what you have in your hand right now, what's in your hand, okay? How to turn that into financial freedom, wealth, and abundance that you already know is waiting for you. You've had dreams, you have seen it, people have said it to you, you've experienced it, and you know that there is more waiting for you. We're going to talk about it today, but I want to tell you what the truth about all of this is. Most women, because this is mostly for women, okay? I've really fashioned myself and I'm graced for women. Men do come in and I love my men. I appreciate my men, but ladies, we need to talk, because most women don't struggle because they're not hardworking. Most women don't struggle because they're smart. Most women don't struggle because, they just don't feel like doing anything and they want to put their feet up and be sipping on mimosas all the time. No, we like it. We'll enjoy it. But no, most women struggle because they haven't been taught strategies and systems that wealthy people use. Because if you know, in the US, at least in the United States, because I got some people from other places that watch this too. In the United States, it was only 50 short years ago that women could not open up a bank account without having their father, their husband, or their brother vouch for them. Couldn't even open a bank account, let alone get a loan, let alone buy some property. You would see stories of fathers and brothers and husbands buying the property and then turning the property over into her name if they deemed her worthy. I come from a place where it was really a couple of decades ago where the society felt like it was okay to send your daughters to school, because why would you send your daughter to school when she's going to go get married and she no longer can give back to you what you paid for her to go to school? So in other words, you were a loss. Once you get married, you no longer belong to the family. You can no longer contribute. You don't even carry the family name. So what's the point of educating you? I'm just telling y'all, this is the thinking. This is the thinking. And guess what? In this here 2024, some men over there still think like that. Which makes sense why women are not included in conversations that pertain to wealth as much as men are. Society teaches women to be consumers versus producers. Literally, so our society tells us that. And I had my post taken down recently in 2024, guys. I wish I didn't know it's going to be taken down. I would have screenshotted it. I literally posted a post and I said, there are, because it's true, whole industries built up on the insecurities of women. Hello? They are literally playing in our face and showing us and capitalizing off of our insecurities. You know what the biggest one is right now? And guess what? It's okay. Don't feel no shame if you've fallen prey to it. Now they got us feeling bad for hyperpigmentation under our arms. Go on TikTok and you will see on TikTok, they have, here is the 5-step process for making your arms all be the same color. Hello. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Now you got to buy this product, that product, tone it, kojic acid, this, all these products. So your underarms will be the same color as your, so are you walking around doing like this all the time? Who cares what your armpit, what color your armpits are? I mean, maybe your doctor or your practitioner, so that they can make sure your lymphatic drainage is happening and you don't have hives and histamine rashes and things of that nature, right? No, I mean, there's some people who do care, but they are capitalizing off of our insecurities. Oh, well, my butt doesn't move like her butt, so let me go and do one of the most expensive and highest death toll rated surgeries there is. Bless their little heart. I'm telling you, just go on social media. You'll see it. That is exactly what they're pushing. Now, what are we talking about? I remember I ran track and field, and you had to choose between the little shorts to run in, and it's not even shorts. It was like little underwear that shows your bottom, right? Because of the aerodynamics, you want all your legs to be out, or you had to wear the long leggings. I wore the long leggings. I lived in Texas. It's blazing hot, and I still wore leggings. Why? Because I was insecure about the hyperpigmentation under my butt cheeks. We're grown. Let's talk about it. I don't care if men are in here. Let's talk about it, because they have insecurities too, right? I would wear the leggings instead of the shorts, because I was probably teased. I don't even remember now, but I didn't want that hyperpigmentation showing. And now I see that, which is normal, 100% normal. And now they got us worried about the color of our armpit and the size of this and the size of that. And no wonder we are consumers. If you really want to know, go look at the statistics. Statistics show that women are the ones that make the purchasing. We have the highest purchasing power, and we are the ones that say yes, no, maybe so. That's us. That's women. And we're the ones that literally form and come on, Gen Z is in the house. They said, clock it. Okay. They literally, we literally are the ones that mold and shape and cause companies to put curvature in their cars. Y'all don't notice every year they come out with a new car? Oh, I'm just going to point out a couple of things to you so you see your power. I want you to see how much power you have in this world. I want you to see how much authority you have in this world. It's women who make them change. Car dealerships and car manufacturers change the shape of the car to have curves. Why? Because everybody loves curves. And where do you see curves the most? In women. Where are they appreciated the most? In women. All you got to do is Google it. I promise you I ain't making none of it up. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How the grill looks, the beautification of cars, the beautification of houses, the trends in houses. Now the trendy color is gray walls, but a few years ago it was white. Fashion statements. All that's it's women, y'all. It's women. And even though we have this much influence when it comes to money and consumerism and what these big corporations put out, we don't even know the strategies and the systems that allow us to build the same wealth that we're creating and that we have so much authority over. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't even know if I'm talking about this today. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit later. But that's why any brand that I find myself purchasing a lot of, you better believe I have stock. Apple 1, Apple 2, this laptop, Apple 3, my iPad's not here. 4, what do all my kids have? Apple. You better believe I have Apple stock. Why? Because Apple pays dividends. Write this down. Write this down. Any brand that you spend that much money on, you are a consistent buyer, you are loyal to that brand, you better be loyal to the point of them paying you back when you go to buy that brand. And you do that through your stocks. I just gave you a little nugget. Don't never say I never said nothing. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going, because I'll have us on here all night and I'm trying to get us in and out. Okay, try to get it out. Okay, the information is out there, but it is scattered. It is confusing. It does not usually consider our unique circumstances, especially as a woman of faith, a woman of color, a woman with kids, a woman with dependents. And that doesn't always end up being kids. That could also be our parents. Hello? And someone who just has a drive and a natural ambition to create lasting impact. When I started to learn, even just now, I just dropped something. I can't even hold my tongue. I can't even not say anything. When I learned this stuff and I started making significant changes to the way I operate and I function, not only in this earthly realm, but also in the spirit realm, then I started taking that information and I gave it away, especially to my clients and the people that work with me. Here are just a few testimonials. This is one of my favorites right here, because I had to text her first and say, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm crystal on what has happened, just because, and I'm really big about telling people, just show up. Just show up. Just put something out there. It doesn't have to go viral. Just put it out there. Let people see you. Let people hear you. So I said, just because you showed up, someone found you on Instagram, and then she says, yep, she's made $20,000 in side money for the past 2 years. So if you divide that up, that's $10,000 extra, which has allowed her to pay off her car, to pay off her car, pay off her credit cards, take care of debt, bring all that down, just for showing up. Because you can't get anything, you can't change your situation if you don't show up, right? This was one of my clients. We had had a session together, maybe a 60-minute session. We did some work on her offer. We turned the offer into a $5,000 offer, and she said, oh my God, I just got my first $5,000 client, and she paid in full. In full. Because she had some money stuff that she was dealing with. So we worked through that. And that's exactly what happened. She changed it. And I think this wasn't even a week later. That's what happened. That's what happened and came through for her. Oh, this one was funny. I think this was from Instagram. But when I had my other membership, I had to let it go because I got sick, but I'm back. Okay. And she said I had put them up on some stocks. She bought the stocks and she was able to make bank on it. Hello. Because if I would get some good news, the first place I'm going to come to is my community. Listen, I want us all to win. Because how am I going to be on the beach enjoying a beachfront property by myself? For what? Ain't no fun if the friends can't have none. Man, please. What's this one? Mindset shifts. Okay, I love this one. This one did my heart good. She said, yep, that's what I need is more depth plus mindset shifts. I told myself that if in one session with you can result in $3,000 clients, imagine what the whole program will do. So she came in for the program just to work with me, right? We worked together just in one session, $3,000 client. $3,000 client. She didn't have that before. And she didn't even finish the program. She had just got started. She just got started. So those are some clients. These are some individuals too who've gone through my certification program. I have videos and stuff, but it would just take too long to talk about it. But here's what I know. If we can do it for them, we can do it for you. It's your time. It's your turn. I'm going to tell you a couple things that you don't need. Number one, you don't need to be an expert. Number two, you don't need to be good at math or numbers. Oh, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at money. Honey, everybody gets good at math when it comes to money. Okay? Hello. You don't need to have come from a wealthy household. And if you have, congratulations to you. That's fantastic. But you don't need it to win. You don't need it to be a success. And you don't need to be a man. You could be a woman in your whole woman self. Okay? It's your time. It's your turn. You need an action plan. You need a game plan to get you from wanting to help others to actually helping others, wanting to help yourself to actually helping yourself. And I'm about to give it to you. Okay? Hello. But here's what I want you to do. Just like my client, I showed you the testimonial. She had an extra $10,000. If you were generating an extra $10,000 per month, what would that do for you? What would that do for your family? What would that do for your business? Those are general questions. Let me ask this. What would it do for your quality of life? Would you eat better? Would you take care of yourself better? Come on, ladies, because we're real good at putting everybody before ourselves. Would you finally take that trip? Matter of fact, don't even worry about a trip. Would you finally go get a massage? Would you finally pay off that debt that gives you anxiety and have you waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every night? Yes, sometimes it's God waking you up, but sometimes it's the anxiety waking you up, okay? I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Many things. I know, right? I'm talking about, I know some charities that I'm like, just give me a second. I'm coming. Right? And one of those charities is myself. But I have other charities as well, okay? That are outside of myself. If you didn't know this, let me show you something. The middle class, which, by the way, they are trying to erase it in the US. Yes, they are trying to erase the middle class. But the middle class take-home pay is an average of $4,300. What if your take-home pay was $10,000? That just boggles the mind right there. You could go to sleep, just crack your journal out, okay? Crack out your diary. Instead of writing what happened to you today, write in your journal, I had a take-home pay of $10,000 and this is what I spent it on. Fall asleep on that and tell me the dream that you have tomorrow. That's a journal prompt. I got an extra $10,000. A check came in the mail. A check got deposited in my account for $10,000. This is what I did with it. Write it down. Let that be your journal prompt before you go to sleep tonight. Tell me the dreams you have. Tell me the dreams you have. Okay. Okay. And here's the thing. I know people. I sit in rooms. Literally, y'all. I sit in rooms. And they show me they are bringing in more than an extra $10,000 in their household every month. It's more like 40, 50. Oh, I've had another 100K month. What? Did you say another 100K month? Oh, yeah. That's what we do. That's how it goes. Right. So I started saying to myself, yeah, that's what we do. That's how it goes. Just as sure he said it. That's how we do. That's how it goes. 100K month, easily and effortlessly. Hello. Take a screenshot of this. This is how we're going to get to that. 10K above, 50K plus, 100K plus. $800,000 so that you can get that property, and that property start paying you. You start living off of not the money that you make from the job. You go in there because you want to. You are living off of the money from your rental property, right? Come on, somebody. Let's go. Let's go. So this is the chart. And you got to screenshot this because I'm going to break this down for you real quick, okay? And I have a slide for each one of these. But if you understand this value system, at the bottom you have your values and beliefs. Notice how big it is because it's really your core. It's really the essence of who we are. Whatever values and beliefs that you have, good or bad, positive, negative, you're aware of them or you're not, it's going to show up through your, y'all going off in the comments. I'm here for it. Yes, all of that. It's going to show up in your thoughts. The thoughts that you think, as quickly as they come and go, are going to facilitate emotions within you. Those emotions go directly into your decision making, and it happens fast. And the decisions that you make is going to determine the actions you take. And the actions that you take over and over and over and over again is going to give you the results of your life. So if you don't like your results, then you need to come right over here into your values and your beliefs, whether you acknowledge them or not, whether you realize they're there or not. And this is what you're really dealing with. The core of who you are, your subconscious thought processes. Because this is invisible, but your results are very, very visible. Very, very visible. And if you think about it, right, very eye-opening. If you think about it, you can see and just step outside of yourself and just look at yourself in certain situations. When you go shopping, when you're buying groceries, when an unexpected bill comes up, when a opportunity to make more money comes up, when just different things happen, just look at the process, look at the flow, and you're going to see how you go through these steps. Just, right? Let's break it down, each one. Values and beliefs. The next couple slides, just go ahead and screenshot it. And I'm gonna go. Oh Lord. Okay, I'm gonna go fast because I told you I didn't want to keep you guys. Okay, but I'm ready for you. I got something for you at the end, so stay tuned and stay with me. Value and beliefs. This is the core of who you are, like I said. But here's the kicker. When pressure shows up, when stress shows up, when situations come up, this is who you really are. This is not what you mentally ascend to. This is who you really are. This is what you really feel. So when people say stuff, oh, well, if it was me, I wouldn't have responded like that. I wouldn't have done it like that. I would have done something else. Baby, you don't know what you would have done. Tell you the truth, you don't know if you would have filed bankruptcy, or if you would have went and found an investor, or if you would have went and tried to find a loan, or if you wouldn't have sold your house. You don't know what you would have done. Because a lot of times we don't really know the type of values and beliefs that we have. Do you guys see how this kind of builds off of what we were talking about yesterday, and the stories that we tell ourselves and the conversations that we have with ourselves that make up who we are? This is why lottery winners end up going broke within 3 to 5 years. They usually end up in a worse financial situation than they were before they got the money. That's bad. Folks be down bad. You heard of it, right? No? Okay. Let me tell you. Lottery winners usually go broke 3 to 5 years after they win that money. Why? Because I'm telling you why. Their actual beliefs and values about money show up. It shows up. They most oftentimes they're not prepared for having a lot of money at their fingertips. They don't have financial understanding or concept of delayed gratification, which a lot of people miss when it comes to building wealth. They don't understand how to make the money work for them versus it, them having to work for it. And now they have this windfall of cash, and it's almost like logic goes out the window because there's no information to lead them or guide them. And remember, last night we said the information, especially applied information, changes the seasons of your life. Applied information changes the seasons of your life. So whatever's going on the inside of you, whatever's actually rooted on the inside, is going to determine what is happening on the outside. So if you're like, okay, I've been doing good, I've been making a lot of money moves, things have been going up for me, but I don't know why it's not getting higher. More than likely it's because your financial thermostat is where you're at. You are inwardly. Now, maybe mentally you say, yes, I'm a millionaire, I'm this, I'm that. But in your heart of hearts, in your subconscious, you actually don't feel safe with having hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, having things in your name, having a net worth that is probably bigger than your entire family put together. Am I talking too fast? Talk to me now. They said we got a hurricane coming in Georgia, so I rebuke the Wi-Fi going out, but I'm not silly, right? Whatever your value systems are, whatever your belief systems are, that's what's going to come out. And we talked about last night how you can reprogram that and what you need to do to change your money story. So if you didn't watch the thing from last night, you got to watch the replay. Get on the replay. Okay. Next, your values and your beliefs are going to determine the thoughts that come out. So you got to kind of see it like, if this is your, hold on. I love to show off my brain when I get the chance. Okay, this is your brain, a brain. So if this is, and we're going to let this be the values and beliefs down here, underneath here. So where my arm is, like your subconscious is underneath, right? That's your values and beliefs. That's the stuff that you learned, you picked up when you were growing up. I remember a lady on TikTok, she was sharing a story of how when she had started working, and she came from they didn't have a lot of money growing up. And she came from a place where she had to just go work at a young age. She finally made enough money, so she went and she got herself a leather jacket. Her thought process was, the area that she lived was cold. Leather is a long-lasting quality good, so it did have a higher price tag. She bought that jacket, and her mother saw the jacket and said, wow, this is really nice. How much did it cost? She told her how much the jacket cost, and her mom cussed her out and said, why in the world would you spend that much money on a stupid jacket? And what that meant to her, and she of course she was younger. Now hindsight being 2020, she realized that her mom wasn't trying to be mean, but her mom did impress upon her that she didn't deserve nice things, that working for something, to have something for yourself or that has longevity, wasn't the way to go. You just get what you need. So she was very buy on a need basis, and she never got to a place until she realized what her values and her beliefs were, determined the thoughts that she would think about money. When she started working on that core, that's when the thoughts that she thought were started to change, and she started to get a different result. So different that it was different from how her mom thought and how her mom thinks. So that caused contention within her relationship. And can I say this? For some of y'all, you keep the values and the beliefs that you have that are frustrating you because you want to be agreeable and you want to be okay with the relationships that you have in your life. But can I tell you that sometimes success requires you to let go of some of those relationships so that you can be what you're meant to be and not who they are comfortable with you being? Okay. So, thought, values, and beliefs, right? Then your thoughts. Okay. All right. Okay. Sometimes you gotta let it go. And you literally transform and become a different version of yourself before their very eyes. And then it's up to them whether they want to receive you or not. That's on them, but you already received it. Okay. So then it determines your thoughts. And remember, not all thoughts that you think are yours. Some of the thoughts that you think don't belong to you. Some of the thoughts that you think are thoughts and opinions of other people. You can either accept them, you can reject them, or you could be neutral with them. And when you're neutral with the thought, you're basically accepting the thought. That's why I say cast down vain imaginations, those thoughts that exalt themselves against the will of God. And if the will of God is for you to be like him in all the abundance, all of the success, all of the dominion, power, and authority that you are supposed to walk in, then why do we not cast down thoughts and imaginations that contend against that? That's that resistance I was talking about last night. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So you have thoughts. What kind of thoughts do you think when it comes to success, to wealth, to riches, to money, to abundance? Ladies, we are taught to compete with one another. See, listen, hold on. I gotta go because I'm carrying the little display and I gotta go. But I'm gonna say this. Ladies, we are taught by society to compete with one another. And we're taught that by, especially when it comes to men, oh, I have to look a certain way, I have to be a certain way, I have to talk a certain way, I gotta do certain things so that I will be deemed attractive or I will be acceptable to these men, to these people. That's why certain thoughts that we think when I'm gonna just put it like this. When I'm in a friend group, I'm in a community, and I see that somebody in my community, in my group, is getting blessed, I had to train myself, but I do it now, but I had to train myself to not be upset or to be jealous, but rather to say, look at God blessing her. Well, we in the same neighborhood, so my blessing is down the street. It's around the corner, it's around the way. So if he's blessing you, then my turn is next. So I'm going to rejoice with you. I'm going to rejoice with you. And as I rejoice with you, I already know that mine is coming. Do you know that you being successful doesn't stop anybody else from being successful? You can be successful. You can be successful. You can look at the chat going through. Come on. You can be successful. You can be successful. You can be successful. I can be successful. And guess what? There's plenty of room. There's no competition. You be successful in your way. I'm successful in my way. You success in your way. Use how whatever God put in your hand, he's done. Use that to bless you. Use that to bless you. Use me to bless. We're all winning. But that's not how society has painted the picture for us. So we have to look at and pay attention to our thoughts and realize that some of this stuff is not even real. I picked it up from a Disney Channel movie. I picked it up from two women who didn't know their worth and found themselves fighting over a man. I don't want that for myself. I want something else. You literally have to do the work, uproot, pluck down, destroy, then plant. Okay, let's keep going. But these are the thoughts, right? We have these thoughts. Then those thoughts trigger emotions, and we start feeling a certain way. We start feeling like I have so many stories to tell. So let's say, for example, we want to scale our business, right? And so we say, you know what? I want to make $20,000 in this business every single month. But if our belief system is rooted in women should leave the money to the men, all you need to know how to do is cook and be pretty. If that's where your belief system is, then guess what? Your thoughts are going to sabotage you and tell you that's not for us. Mentally, you'll be like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm looking forward to. I can work with that. That'll maintain my lifestyle. That'll do this. That'll do that. Yeah. But in your values, in your beliefs, your values and your beliefs don't align. So now you got resistance. And now your emotions are telling you that's not for us. And you're scared out of your mind to even make $15,000 a month, let alone 20. And then it just keeps going right on up the chart. So if you're so nervous unto you fight, flight, or freeze, a lot of us, we freeze. A lot of us, we start fighting ourselves. A lot of us will allow other things, outside things, to now catch our attention. So then we say, oh, well, the reason why I wasn't working on that was because, and then my family, and then, and then all this stuff started happening. No, the real reason, the truth is your belief system does not have the capacity for what it is that you're trying to do. And so your thoughts sabotage you before you even get a chance to think about it. Then your emotions are causing you to be all kinds of ways, and you're locked up. And now here we go. Your decisions, you're making decisions, and half the time you don't even realize you've made a decision yet. It happens so quickly. It happens so quickly that your actions, oh, well, let me go. Oh, now you keep getting pulled everywhere. Everything is everything. So what happens now? You keep making these little purchases. Oh, let me just get this real quick. Oh, that didn't cost me nothing. Let me get that. Oh, let me just buy that real quick. Now, when it comes to the big purchase that's actually going to do something for you, move the needle on your life, you don't have it because you've been spending money all over here, little. You don't have Mr. Budget or Mrs. Budget. Okay? You have no vision. You ain't even write the vision down and make it plain where you're going and what you want to do. How are you going to sit here and tell me that you want to get a laundromat and you don't even know how much a laundromat costs? Where's the vision? How can money come to somebody who lacks a vision? When my guy got the vision, he wrote the vision and he made it plain. When he had the vision, guess what happened? All the resources for the vision started coming to him. He didn't go to it. It came to him. Oh, that's doing too much. Oh, if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. If it's meant to, that's a belief. That's a value system. It's wrong. That value system is set up so that way you don't feel the emotion of being disappointed. You're trying to preserve yourself. You're not trying to do what you actually want. You're trying to preserve yourself. You don't want to feel the pain of failure. You don't want to feel the pain of looking like you didn't win. Or what they say, you got to take an L before you take a W. The kids would be like, L, take that L. And then, oh, big dub, big W, big W, big T. Where the Gen Z people at? Right? Something has to be small before it's big. But we don't want to be teased. We don't want the judgment. We don't want the opinion of others. We don't want what comes with working through those emotions and processing it. So we start taking actions that give us the actual results that we want. You know you're the generational curse breaker. You know you are. You know you're supposed to have stuff to your name. And if you're so worried about it, stack your money up and let's get a trust. I'm going to put that in the, matter of fact, let me write that down so I don't forget. I'm going to put the process of getting a trust. Because you need to know. Then can't nobody find you. What car you drive? They can't find you. They can't get it. What's your business? They can't get it. You got to trust. You put your stuff in a trust. You buy stuff through your trust. You have your inheritance through the trust. When we went through the trust process, they blew my mind over there talking about, okay, so if something were to happen to you, who's the beneficiary? Duh, my kids. Okay, great. Now, after your kids, who's gonna take it? My kids. Okay, great. Now, after them, who's gonna take it? Ma'am, are you being facetious? I'm being very serious, and that is required in order for us to do this process. Oh. Wow, excuse me. And we're looking at each other like our kids, kids. Who else would we want to get? Who else would we want to hand it over to? Now you're having these conversations. Now this is shaking up foul ground. This is doing a whole inner work, right? You're the curse breaker. But curse breaker, you have stuff that you have to do. Your capacity has to increase and expand so that the results that you get line up with who you were born to become. And I'm telling you right now, if it's not happening or if you're experiencing a lot of frustration, then it's right here. I'm telling you, it's your values and it's your beliefs. And if that's pretty secure and you see it in certain places and it's still not coming, then it's just the timing. It's just timing. God's timing is best. It's just the timing. You rather be prepared and ready than trying to get ready and get prepared. My boy Andy Mineo said, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready already. Okay, let's keep going. But that's it. That's the chart. So if you've snapshotted each and every one of these, you'll see it. You'll follow the process. You can actually have, if you have people in your life who will tell you the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God, they can let you know and tell you, this is your pattern. This is what you do. You say you're going to do something, but this is what happens. You say you're going to do something and then something happens. You get a flat tire, a rock breaks the windshield wiper, the windshield of your car, the tree fell down in the storm. Things start happening, and it's because of this right here. And you allow it to slow you down instead of, oh, okay, no problem. Well, I'm going to deal with that, but I still got my mission. I still got my vision in front of me, and my vision has to come to pass. And I will tell you, here's the other part. We often try to do things by ourselves. In America, it's a very individual, and I think the United Kingdom is like this too, a very individualistic society that we live in. Whereas in the East, I need to go back through the slides. Okay, let me step back. It goes a little slow. Hold on. In the East, they do things. So this is the first one, okay? And then here's the breakdown. Values and beliefs. I'll leave it there and I'll just click on it as I'm sharing with you. In the East, That's not the mentality. It's very collective. It's very, everybody can build, everybody can win. Now, granted, capitalism is a real thing and it's going to show itself. But if you look at my Desis, Indian people from Indian descent, honey, when they come over here, they got a game plan. They come over here, they will live in the same big, beautiful house because somebody came out here and did something and he went and bought a house. Then the cousin comes, of a friend from the same village comes. They all live in the same house. They take a storefront and they open up their shop, and usually they'll have their foods, right? Their cuisine and stuff like that. They'll have their restaurants. They all in the same house still. Then this one will go and get a gas station. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. This one will get a gas station. This one will have a restaurant. This one will have a store. This one will have a dealership. This, and then the next thing you know, the whole area is Desiland, little Desiland, whole area. In Houston, we got it in Houston. You got Nigerian areas, you got Vietnamese areas, you got Chinese areas. In certain areas of Houston, Texas, the street names is in English and in their language. You got the Koreans got their spots and they stack it up. They stack up their wealth. They cut through the bureaucracy, they cut through the red tape, right? And they make things happen. Then they'll move out of the house and go and get a house for themselves. Then they start bringing their mama and their wife, and that's how they do it. It's a whole strategy. It's a whole strategy. Listen. It's American mentality to do everything individually. Everything is me, my. I be by myself. Oh, I'm not telling you. Keeping everything locked up to your chest. Why? Most times, if you can do something by yourself, you would have done it already. If you could do it by yourself, you would have done it already. But being in an individualistic society, that's all you got is you. If you want to be good, do it by yourself. Be good. But if you want to be great, you got to do it with other people. These people take over whole areas, because they're doing things as a collective. They're doing things. What's your strength? What you good at? Okay. Everybody gets plugged in. It's time for us to do the same. We have to do it. We have too much power. We have too much authority. It's time for us to get on that collective and have that collective mindset and get things done. And I'm telling you, if you could do it by yourself, you would have done it already. You need a little bit of help. You need what if I taught you? Absolutely. Because you can't, this type of stuff is taught. A lot of people just can't catch it like that. But what if I told you you could be in an environment that resets your belief system? It resets your core. If you could be exposed to conversations that forced you to be more, like increasing your capacity and your greatness. If you could be around women who had similar boundaries like you, but they still do great things and network. Because having a vision requires you to set boundaries. You're not available for everything. You're not available for everybody, but you are available for the things that force you to be more. Okay? Here's what I have for you. This is it. This is the community. This is what I've created, knowing that we have to come together. We have to use our power as a collective and make great things happen. It's called Women Success Circle, the #1 wealth building community for women. The #1. This is a community. Okay. So we're talking about, you're good at real estate. You're good at purchasing land and properties and things like that. You're good at entrepreneurship. You're good at therapy. You're good at e-commerce, because that's a big one. Drop shipping. Now I realized through that show, I can't remember what the name of it is, that people are really making money buying stuff from the storage units. It was the show that showed me that. I was like, wait a minute, y'all about to make a grip off of people's stuff. What? Hold on. Storages and parking lots. And why would you go and sit there and try and figure it out yourself when all you got to do is be in a community where we talk about stuff like that all the time? Storage wars. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And you know, one thing about that show, I like it, but I don't like it because they don't let the women shine. There needs to be more women out there doing some heavy negotiating. I need the women to go out there and, come on, go out there with some purple boots. I'm a purple girly, even though I have on a lot of pink right now. I'm a purple girl. They need to go out there with some purple boots, a purple bow in their hair, and negotiate the mess out of those guys. Why not? Why not? But we talk about and we learn the skill and the mastery of negotiation, because negotiation is what stops women from closing the wealth gap, the pay gap. That's what we talk about in the circle. So let me tell you what you get, because I'm not going to be cutesy with you. I'm going to be very upfront. I want you to be purple people. Okay? I'm a purple girl, and you can see Women's Success Circle. We're purple. Purple is wealth and royalty. Amen. I want you to be a part of the Women's Success Circle. I want you to be a part of this community, because we are a community where we are not apologizing for the wealth that God has given to us, that God has already endowed us with. We are not apologizing for being ambitious. We are not apologizing for playing to our strengths and working what's in our hand. What God has already given to us, we're going to work it. And I'm not going to work it by myself. I'm going to work it with other like-minded women. Right? That is Women's Success Circle. So when you come into the Success Circle, it's a community. Some people call it a membership. But what you're going to get is every month, we meet twice a month. Bi-weekly coaching, we meet twice a month. And of course, we're going to have Q&A session, just like we're going to have Q&A session after this. And here's the thing. I'm going to bring some of my friends that are in some of these different industries that, hey, I know about it, but I'm not an expert at it. I'm not the best at it, but she is. I'm going to bring them on so they can share that knowledge with us. And if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least now you have the knowledge, right? Because all it is information. Information does what? Changes the seasons. So every week or every other week, bi-weekly, we're going to get on a coaching call and we are going to talk down through wealth building. Whether you're talking about stocks, you talk about dividends, just like I was mentioning before, storages, parking lots, just the ways that we can create wealth right where we are with what we have. Right? What's also included in the Women's Success Circle is the book club. I'm big on books because depending on what generation you are, readers are leaders. We're leaders. Why? Because we're exposing ourselves to new information. We're exposing ourselves to different mindset. We should even learn from an ant, y'all. That's what the Bible says. You can learn from an ant. And that will increase your life. That will better you, right? In the Women's Success Circle, you get the Success Vault. So just like I was sharing, like I'm going to start working on this tomorrow. I'm working on this tomorrow. The process of creating a trust, what you need to create a trust, the benefits, what it gives to you, and why you need it. You got to cover yourself. We have to move smarter and not be those type of women who we sit there and we respond to everything. No, 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 no. We're not on defense. We're on offense. We play it smart. We move smart. We have information. We use that information. As wise as a serpent, as harmless as a dove. I'm not worried about what happens in the economy in this world. I operate from a different economy altogether. The economy I operate from is the kingdom. And that economy don't never go down. Hello, somebody. That kingdom never falls down. It remains standing. And that kingdom provides insight, wisdom, understanding, revelation, so we can move with wisdom in where we find ourselves. So all that information, a lot of the stuff that I know and that I have, it's going to be in the Success Vault. So you'll be able to access it, download it, play the audios, have all, the links, all that stuff will be in there. Of course, we'll have networking with like-minded women. I love being with other women who are talking like I talk, talking with a big mind. Granted, we're all affected by where we are, the things that happen to us and where we live. But when you are just constantly being built up, you start to feel yourself a little bit. You start to feel a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like every time you come in and, hey, beauty, hey, beautiful, how are you? I hope you had a fantastic day. I saw your post online, honey. You better give it to him. Like, tell me if that's not going to change you. Tell me, guys, I'm telling you, one of the things that I so appreciate about my husband, even when I'm mad at him, I will still pray for him, okay? Because he always builds me up. He always builds me up. And before I even felt like I was beautiful, he told me I was. He would build me up. Now he tell me something and I'm not blushing. I'm like, I know. Child, what you think this is? I know for you told me. He'll start laughing. I'll start laughing, but I really do feel that way now. But when we first got together, I was still very, didn't have a lot of confidence. I was still very insecure. But what I realized was those words over and over and over and over again, it did something on the inside of me. So even if we're not married yet, we still should have circles that we build each other up. We can celebrate our successes. We can celebrate and even share some of our frustrations. Like, y'all, I just tried to do this and this didn't happen. Oh, girl, try this. Connect with this person. It's just a different level of operating, okay? I can't even harp on it enough. Exclusive discounts, okay? Exclusive discounts. It's only for Women's Success Circle and invitation only. You can't see it because my head is here, but it says invitation only private events, because we're going to have events not only virtually but also location wise. I am doing some research for us to do like some travel, like coming together and traveling out of the country. I'm here for international. If you don't have your passport, write it down on your to-do. Get my 32-page passport book. Get it. Make it happen. Go to Walgreens, take passport photo. Go to USPS and fill out application for passport. Don't say I didn't tell you. You get all of this in the Women's Success Circle for only $49 a month. It is a membership, so this is monthly. I'm being very vocal and forward with you. It is monthly. Granted, you can cancel at any time, but I know you ain't going to cancel, honey. We're going to do this thing. We do a life together, okay? It's me together. We see each other, okay? I'm so excited. I am too. Can you feel it? I hope you can feel it pulsing through me, radiating through me. And here's what I'm going to tell you. And after this, I'm going to let you go. This is the link. I'm going to put the offer up so that you can see that. That's how you do it. There it goes. Okay. I'm going to put the offer up so you can click the green button and you can access the Success Circle. I had some of us got on board last night. So we already have some members in the chat. Hey, wealthy woman. Hey, right? Already a part of the success circle, but you can use the green button or you can plug it into your internet browser, bit.ly/women success circle. You'll see two options there. The first option is for $49 a month. And then the second option is for either 149 or 129. I apologize. I forgot what it is. But that option, which is the platinum option, you have gold and platinum. Platinum is the 129 or 149 a month. And that one is so that you can have one-on-one coaching with me. Now, you guys know my background. You know what I've been able to accomplish. You know what I've been able to achieve by the grace of God. I'm very grateful for those achievements and those accolades. But I'm transferring that wealth of knowledge, over 20 years of knowledge, over 20 years of business, over 20 years of counseling in those sessions. So it'll be just me and you. Our bi-weekly is all of us together. But if you're in the platinum, then that platinum is me and you. So whatever you got, I got it too. And we're going to work that. We're going to work a plan. We're going to devise a plan and we're going to work the plan. And most times what it really takes for you to get from where you are to where you want to go is that accountability, is that person. You know, somebody is waiting for you to make something happen. I want it as bad as you want it, but I can't want it more than you. But if you're ready to do the work, I'm in the trenches with you. Let's make it happen. Let's do some work, right? I have packages that people pay for. You're talking about $3,500, $5,000, $10,000 packages, but I'm giving you myself every single month for only $129 or $49. That's a really, really good deal, if I do say so myself. Okay? So when you go to that page, I just want you to be aware when those two things are there, and you're going to see it there. And if you start at the 129, you are able to shift, or if you start at the 49, you could take it up. It just, whatever you got going on, we're going to make it work. You already know. I hope you hear me and you get my heart from this, right? Okay. So last piece right here. If you register today, this is limited. It's like I only have a couple of this, right? If you go ahead and get registered within this 3-day challenge, and this is like the first 11, and I'm one, so that means 10. And then there's other members that's already in the group, so I don't even remember what the number was. So it's only a limited time. You will get exclusive, limited time only, Women's Success Circle merch, okay? So this means it's only going to be 11 of us that have this particular piece of merch. Nobody else has it. Nobody else has it. Nobody else has it. Just be us 11. That's it. First members, right? So that is available to you, and that's just, a bonus that you get. But also, I have more bonuses. Oh, yes, because I'm a generous, that's just me, right? Of course, you have Success Circle, the top 10 book club. I'm going to get over to you the top 10 books that have really changed my life and done a number on my mindset, and I really believe has helped attribute to my success and to my ability to get a lot of things done. I'm going to give you my one woman 6-figure business. Okay. Now this is an overview, and I'm telling you, if you don't have a VA, that's okay. If you don't have a team yet, you are the team. You the social media, you the one that does the contracts, you the one that does the emails, you the one that fulfill the order, you do all the things. That's all right. But I'm going to show you an easier way to do it so that you don't burn out and you actually can automate more so that you have more time, and then you're still able to generate that income and use that income to build your wealth and to build up that net worth. Okay. Then I'm also going to give you my list of stocks that pay cash. These are the stocks that pay you dividends. It's right here on there. And then also in the wealth building ebook, I'll show you the apps that I use that gives free stock when you sign up for it. And then also, like when you sign up for the service, they'll send you emails so that you can go ahead and get stock, like free stock, legit stock, and you can buy more of it, add more money to it, or you can just leave it as whatever the amount they give you. But all of that is there in the ebook. That if you want to tap into the other stocks that are available, then you can do that. Now, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. You have to make your stock purchasing decisions based on what you know and your research. But this is just some of the stocks that pay out dividends, pretty good dividends, and they're American-based companies. I'd have to do research for my other countries that show up, okay? So that's what I have. Let me jump back because it took me out of the chat. Hey, okay. Yes, I feel my strength coming to me. Come on, get it in here. All right. So I know I have some people who are already, yes, who are already a part of WSC. Who else is joining us tonight? Let me know in the chat. I want to hear from you. And we're going to also use this time to go into Q&A. Let's get into the Q&A segment. If you have any questions for me, let me know. You can put your questions in the chat, or you can, if you do your video, I don't even know how, honestly, I don't even know how I would see that. Let me see. Yeah, I don't even know how I would see your video. So just put your, just put your question in the chat and that'll work. We'll get it going from there, okay? So let's open it up. You still have the offer. Hopefully it's still showing there. And then also the link is on the screen, bit.ly/Women Success Circle. Who we got? Carlotta, yay! Welcome to the community. Hey, wealthy woman. Gloria, woo! Welcome to the community. Listen, it's our time, y'all. I am so excited, and I will not deceive you. Let me be crystal clear on something. When I say that this is the Good Success Challenge, I'm talking about good success the way that you do not, literally, hear me, have to sell your soul to move up and to create great things and be the greatness that you are meant to be. I really feel like, and people toss that verbiage around, oh, they sold their soul and da 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 da. Y'all, it is a real thing. It is a real thing. And when I talk about success, maybe I'll tell my story tomorrow, but when I talk about success, I'm talking about the success that includes God, includes the will of God, God's direction, God's hand, God's mind. Because there was a time in my life where I was trying to make success happen for myself, and I did a good job until I couldn't do a good job, and it wasn't working out for me. And I'm talking about, I had no furniture, fridge was empty. My mama, dear mama, sweet mama, had to help a sister out every month and pay my rent because I had nothing. You hear me? And she was like, you don't have to be out there. You know, you can come home. You can come home. I said, no, mama, I got to see this thing through. Come on. She said, I've been there. I know. So I had nothing. But I said, God, look, I tried to make it and do it by myself. I did okay, but now, as you can see, it ain't working. So I need you to do this for me. Otherwise, I'm out. I don't have anything else to offer. And when that was the first time I started to really get into the word, and I was exposed to Joshua 1:8. And my son's name is Joshua, the last one, baby number 3, Joshua. But the key of Joshua 1:8 was to meditate on the word day and night. Day and night. So that you will observe everything that's in there. And I'm paraphrasing. This is Dr. Faith vernacular, okay? That you will observe everything that you read within. That way, you will make your way prosperous and you will have good success. But I want you to realize that you're observing God's way, you're doing things God's way, and yet you are still co creating the success. You are still required to make your way prosperous. He said that He will use prosperity to spread, to grow, to do what He wants to be done. That's what the word says. We got to keep it real. You got to choose. There's the type of success, good success that God gives, and there's a type of success that is out there, but it comes with stuff. Me personally, I have personally chosen to observe everything therein. That way, I will make my way prosperous and I will have good success. All right. Listen,